Good evening, guys. How's everybody doing tonight? I think I kind of screwed up. I didn't hook up my speaker, but I don't think I'm going to be listening to anything that I talk about. But anyways, how's everybody's week going? Got four people in here. I don't know if you guys have checked my latest videos, man, but man, have I caused a shitstorm with other truck drivers worrying about what another truck driver does and how he runs his business, man. I tell you what. I used to let this shit bother me, but honestly, it doesn't really bother me anymore. I actually, believe it or not, I'm actually enjoying it. I just talked to Country about it a few minutes ago, and yeah, I welcome it. It brings good content and it brings a little bit of drama and a little spiciness to it. But it just to me I just don't understand why another man worries about how another man takes care of his family and how he supports himself doing a job. But anyway, I'm not going to keep going on and on and on about it, even though it brings the algorithm up. By the way, I appreciate everybody that's subscribing. Even through the drama, I guess people want to maybe see me fail or succeed, whichever way it is. It doesn't matter. I've gained like 40 subscribers in the last 2 days, which that's fine with me. I'll keep doing it the way I'm doing it. By the way, I made a comment to my wife and Country a little while ago. I said, I'm watching this new documentary, very highly recommended. And I'm not a big NASCAR fan by any means, but Dale Earnhardt was man. He was a brutal guy to get to where he needed to get to. Hard worker, strong worker, but he was a little rough around the edges, and kind of bumped people around a little bit here and there, and pissed off the sport of NASCAR to a lot of like for instance, Darrell Waltrip. He was kind of the white collar guy, and being from Kentucky and he's from Owensboro. I always heard, through the grapevine, we had good friends that raced at local tracks and stuff too, that raced against Darrell Waltrip, but he had always had the money behind him, with all the big corporate sponsors, and he it didn't take him long to go to the big leagues, and obviously he got in big with PepsiCo, with Mountain Dew and Pepsi, and then ultimately to Budweiser and all the other ones that he went through. But man, what an amazing documentary. If anybody looking for something to watch, there's only 2 episodes out right now, which tells me there's going to be more. Um, Great documentary, and honestly, I kind of feel like the Dale Earnhardt of the YouTube trucking right now, because I'm bumping a little heads, bumping around a little bit. I know it's kind of a strange comparison, but it's just ironic that I'm watching that at the same time. But anyway, guys, I don't know how this live's going to go tonight. I originally had a guest planned to come on. Um, I saw that he got with me a little late. Unfortunately, I did a little bit of driving this morning, and then I've got to drive tonight after midnight, so I didn't see his message till it was too late. Uh, but I got 11 people in here. Just once again, this is just a random. I mean, I'm gonna start doing lives on Thursdays, and you guys, I don't know how to stress it to you guys, but you don't if you don't like what I'm putting out, I'm not holding anybody to the fire to subscribe or watch or anything like that. Everything that I've done to this point was very organic. I know there are I'd say 2/3, if not 3/4, people really want to watch and honestly want to see how things go, and they want to see it succeed. But you get that little small percentage, that 5 to 10%, that either want to troll you or they just want to make stupid comments that to me just doesn't make sense. But um, anyway, I'm going to start doing my lives on Thursdays. We talked about the lives between me and D. He's taking over the Truck and Shit show. Mine's going to be called the Rabbit Hole, as you guys saw. Let's get to some of these comments. And Jonah Green is in the house. What's up, Jonah? And the wife is in here, just basically telling me to keep a clear head. Also, guys, mental health awareness for the OTR. That was one of the topics that I really wanted to talk about with my guest. I'm hoping that maybe we can get him in at another time. I don't want to give away his name, but I will when I make the post. But we're going to talk about it. I've got a story that I really want to talk about. My wife made me very aware of a family that was going through a lot, and we'll go over that when it time's there. So got a new guy here, LC Cruz. I've never seen you on here before. I appreciate you coming in here from LA. Great content. Hey, I appreciate it. Every Thursday night at 7, I'm going to do my best to try to get on here and put out a show for you guys. I don't know where it's going to go or how it's going to go, but we're going to try. 3 Rigs, you're a regular. Hey, the Fly Rabbit. Yep, that's me. Follow me. And, guys, the whole purpose of me starting this channel was for you guys to see, the ups and downs of the trucking, business. Um, I bitch and complain, I'm normal, just like everybody is. I tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly of everything. People think that I just came over here to Swift and started recruiting, within a couple of days. And yeah, I did, but I've been here before. I know how Swift is. I know it's a good company. And I'm going to continue doing it. And do I make money off of it? Absolutely. I get paid to recruit people to bring over here. There's no big secret. I've never made it a big secret. I help anybody out that wants to come over here, and I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. It doesn't matter. I mean, the haters can hate all they want to. Again, I'm going to go past that. Randall Harris is in the house. Who are you pulling for now? Again, Randall, I'm going to eventually, and I know you're probably with good intentions, I'm going to make a T-shirt. Where is Rabbit working at this week? Well, I got news for you. I don't, like I said in my videos, I don't see myself leaving anytime soon unless, the unnatural stuff happens, whether it's my health or maybe Swift terminates my contract. I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to try and make it work the best that I can. That doesn't mean I'll be here forever, but I'm going to make it work as best that I can. Mike Florida is in here. I saw your other video. Why are you selling your truck? Couple reasons. I'm going to go back into training. I've got a great truck. It's only got like 5,000 hours on it, which is hardly anything for a 6-year-old truck. It's 2019. It's got 435,000 miles on it. It needs to go to a person that's going to run it as an owner operator because it does have some age on it, but it is low miles, low hours, and I don't want to use it as a team truck. That's why I'm selling the truck. So if there's anybody out there, feel free to contact me. Maybe we can work something out. Unfortunately, I do not, I've had several people tell me to put another person in the truck. I don't want to get into that business and put somebody into my truck. The insurance and everything is so much different to do it all the right way. I'm just going to sell it outright. It has to be a cash deal. I have to, obviously, I've got to pay off my loan in order for you to drive it, move on. But I'll make you a deal. I'll make you a real deal. So we got No Limit in here. Keep up the good work, Fly. Don't mind them haters. I appreciate it, No Limit. Speaking of which, I'd like to get you on the show one night if you're willing to come on. You make some good comments on here quite a bit. I'd love to bring you on, and that's kind of what my goal is to bring guys in and just talk like this. Life in a box. It's been a while. Yeah, trucking isn't easy. That is true. It ain't easy. There's unfortunately, and I've made videos about this before. A couple weeks back, actually a couple months back, being a truck driver isn't easy. I mean, everybody's out to get you. I've been pretty fortunate. I've never had any run-ins with the DOT or anything like that, but they're always wanting to, and it doesn't matter if your truck's brand spanking new or if your truck's, 20 years old, there's always going to be something on a truck that's in violation or to put you out of service. Most new trucks, obviously, that's not going to happen, but a good DOT officer can always find something on a truck. But then you got the shippers and receivers. Then you got the brokers. And then, again, most companies, they don't care about you. And I'm not saying that Swift cares about their drivers, but for a big company as big as they are, I think they care more than most companies do. My driver leader contacts me almost every single day. I keep in contact with the planners as much as I need to. I got to tell you, I talked trash about the load board when I first came over. I got news for you guys. Just in the 2 weeks that I've been here, the load board has actually gotten a lot better. I've got 2 loads off the load board. The one I'm picking up tonight, the one right after it. So that makes 5 loads out of the 13 or 14 loads that I've taken have been load board loads. And the 2 loads that I have keep me busy through the holiday weekend. And I can get a 34 in. So it helps me out to get home because I'm going home on Thursday. Um, but yeah, I mean, the load board isn't that bad. It's actually you can just about always find something on there. 3 rigs, and I'm sure I'm leaving something out. Another negative thing about trucking, but guys, we just got to keep on trucking through it, man, because it will get better. We just don't know when and how. We just know it will. 3 rigs. Keep doing what's best for you and your family, and continue doing the Lord's work, helping others, helping other drivers out. 3 rigs, and that's the whole reason that I started this YouTube channel. Been 2 years, believe it or not, almost, well, a little bit over 2 years. I started this channel because I really wanted to help other drivers out. And unfortunately, the haters think that I'm out here just to make a penny. Well, I got news for you. I'm out here to make a penny, but I'm also, if the company's not right for you, I'm going to tell you it's not right for you, just like I have at other companies. I've told people before, the ups and downs of every company. JB Hunt. I had a guy call me, ask me about JB Hunt when I was there. His expectations for Jay, and he happens to be a big YouTuber too. But I knew if I was to sucker him in to bring him over, he would be pissed off, just like anybody. I don't want to bring somebody over for them to be pissed off. I told him, I said, your expectations for what you want to do, JB Hunt's not the company for you. And he appreciated it and thanked me, and actually brought me up in one of his lives. I don't talk to him that much, but yeah, I mean, I if it's not right for you, I'm going to tell you. Appreciate it, 3 rigs. I really do. I got my good core of people here, and you guys know why I do this. Mike Florida says, I have to file owner operator taxes for the first time this year. Do you have any suggestions? No, I really don't. I don't think ATBS is a good company to do that with. You got Trucker CFO. You can look him up um, on the internet. I don't have his contact information. I don't have a partnership with him, but there's several people. My honest opinion is, if you find somebody local that knows you, I think you're better off. Just make sure they understand the trucking industry. There's G80 Sean. Hey, what's up, buddy? How are you? I hope things are going well with you at Schneider. I'm starting to remember where everybody's at. Like Florida, I'm not saving enough money for maintenance. How much do you save? So here at Swift, I'm doing 10 cents a mile. Unfortunately, when I first came back, I was in a little bit of a financial bind because of F2F. I don't really have a lot in my maintenance built up, but I will. I'm working on that right now. Life in a box. Nothing wrong with being a company driver. Hopefully you get something positive out of what I sent you. I'm not so sure what you sent me there, Life in a Box, but I appreciate it. If it's about a company driver, I don't really want to be a company driver. Not after the stuff that I've been through. G.A. Deshawn, not looking too good with Schneider. I've been in talks with 2 other companies. Hey, G.A. Deshawn, give me a ring, man. I don't know if Swift would be a good place for you with your SFI truck, but man, I just don't know if there's any good options out there anymore. My opinion, I think Schneider's the best option with an SFI truck. It's definitely not F2F, and it's definitely not JB Hunt. I guess Mercer or Landstar would be the way to go in your case. And if that's the case, if you want to go to Mercer, contact Country. And if you want to go to Landstar, contact A-Team. They'll steer you in the right places. It's just, unfortunately, the economy has went down a little bit just in the year that I had the SFI truck, and finding a good place to take that truck, just there ain't a whole lot of places to take it. And not only that, you're kind of bound to how much money they want down to move that truck. When I got you involved in this, G80, I mean, things were pretty decent. I thought things were going to go back up, but unfortunately, I don't know. I don't really have any answers for you other than that. But feel free to call me and we can talk. I can give you some ideas. Spokens 04, my brother is an instructor at Swift in Columbus Terminal. You never know where you find the place that you are meant to be. Yep. I was just in Columbus about 2 weeks ago and spent the night there. At least until you try it. Yep. Life in a box. The numbers. Yep. Trucking with Blue, are you planning on leasing a truck from Swift? Yeah, that's ultimately my goal in the next 2 months. There's some, I don't want to get into a whole lot of the personal details, but there's some things that I got to work out between Swift, and I'm in the process of doing that. Obviously, coming back for the fourth time, them giving me a chance had a lot to do with it. I think um, anyway, they just want to make sure that I'm going to stick around more or less, just like everybody always says. But um, I think ultimately, yes, I will be leasing another truck. I think that's the way to go, especially if I'm going to try and do some recruiting. Jay Deshaun, I'll save your number now. I can try to give you a call tomorrow. Yeah, give me a call tomorrow. Call me in the morning. I'm going to be driving until probably about 8 or 9 in the morning. I've only got about 7 hours on my clock that I can drive tomorrow, and then I got to wait till midnight to collect some hours. But yeah, give me a call, man. And then after I collect my hours tomorrow night at midnight, I've got good recaps all the way through the weekend. But I'm gonna be doing a 34 on Sunday, anyways. So No Limit says, absolutely would love to join one of these Thursdays. I tried Swift last year, but they weren't hiring lease ops, just companies out of PA. Hey, No Limit, give me a call. I'll put my number, and I put my number in all the lives and also the videos. Just give me a call. I might be able to help you out with my recruiter. You know what? I'll just put my number up here real quick. If I can find it. There's my number, guys. Write it down. Give me a call. I'll give it a couple minutes. But No Limit, I'd be more than happy to help you out. If you're in Pennsylvania, you shouldn't have any problems getting hired there. I don't know if that's one of the states they don't hire out of, but I'll find out. Oh, did I put the wrong? I put 18 wheels. There's my phone number. I'm sorry, guys. I put Life on 18 Wheels. But guys, go subscribe to their channels. Life on 18 Wheels, Country, Life of KO. Go subscribe to their channels, man. All of them put out good content. They're all real good friends of mine. We got no beef with anybody, no issues. Four of us, we all float in tandem doing our thing. Stephen Love is another one. Go join his channel. Love and Life. If I said it right, or Life, I think it's Love and Life, if I'm not mistaken. Go subscribe to these guys. By all means, go subscribe. So let's get back here to where we are at. Life in a Box says, maybe this will help. Remember Jeff and Dean. Oh, yeah, I remember. Hey, guys, I hope things are okay. I don't remember what's your name, Jeff and Dean. I do remember talking to you guys. Yep. Oh, I got you. Life in a Box. It took me a minute to figure out who you were. Yeah, I got you. Give me a ring again sometime. I'd like to chat with you some more. Dean, you're the what was it? The negotiator? I can't remember what your nickname was that you told me about. Life on 18 Wheels. Are we going down the rabbit hole? We are going down the rabbit hole. We are. Absolutely, buddy. There he is for himself. Life on 18 Wheels. Subscribe to him. What's up, Buttercup? What's up, Roger Berry? How are you, buddy? And G80 says 818. He's just repeating it, giving it back. I got to tell you, man, 26 people on here. I'm pretty surprised. Can we use your own numbers on your truck, or do Swift put their numbers format? Yeah, Swift puts their own format on your truck. And if you have your own truck, it's gonna be a 50 number, just because it shows that you're an owner operator. If you get a lease truck, it's always the first 2 digits is going to be the year of the truck. But yeah, Mac, they will give you a truck number. They'll put the decals on it and everything for you. Life on a Box sure will. I appreciate it. Yeah, now I got it. Absolutely. I just can't remember what your nickname that you told me was. I remember you telling me something. Why do I got a stripe there that's blocking me here? What that was all about. Let's see if that fixed it. Yeah, that fixed it. Hold on a second, guys. I just got a text. I don't know who this is. Bear with me, guys. All right. So let's see here. Moet Chandler. How's it going? Kind of new to trucking industry. I do food grade tankers. I save 50K and looking to purchase a truck and lease it on with the company. I have 3 years of experience. Any suggestions? Yeah, buy my truck. 50K. You could buy my truck and still have about 20K left over, buddy, and have a great truck. 3 years. Any suggestions? I don't know, man. Again, every company that's out here, um, it has to be right for you. Not every company, like, for Swift. I mean, it's not right for everybody, and I get it. I understand that, but there is a right company out there for you. You just got to do your research. I have no idea what you want to do. Do you still want to do the tanker stuff? If you still want to do tanker, then obviously you're really talking to the wrong person. I don't know anything about tanker, but I will tell you, for the first time in my life, I told my wife that I think I'm going to get my hazmat just to have as a backup. I am going to get that here real soon. But Moet, feel free to call me anytime. I'll try to help you through whatever. Does your tanker company lease on? I'd start there. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Does your company you work for, do they lease drivers on? That might be a good way to go. This guy over at Cloud Truck says he's grossing 7 a week. I've heard those things, J.D. Sean. Remind me, where do you live at? Because I might have a good suggestion for you now that I think about it. Tell me where you live at. So Moet says no, they don't hire on. Fine. So G80 Sean, a company you might want to look into, and I got to tell you, this was my backup plan. So you're in Connecticut. I'm pretty sure they'll hire you out of Connecticut, but look up a company called Voyager Nation. They're out of Lakeland, Florida. Look those guys up. They have a YouTube channel called Super Trucker Podcast. Just ignore that. It's more of a joke more than anything. Those guys put out at least 5 to 10 videos a week, shorts, videos. 18 Wheels led me on to these guys about 4 months ago, and I'm addicted to watch their shows and stuff. And I really like them. And if anything ever goes south with anything that I've got going on, that's my backup plan is those guys. And they're based out of Florida too. They talk about it all the time about the Florida freight. They got stuff that goes back and forth from Florida up to the Northeast and stuff. So that might be an option for you too. I just don't know what it would cost you to move that truck over there. I'll put it down here for you. Like I said, I've talked to them on the phone. They're great guys. I could have, I mean, they wanted to hire me. I put an application in and everything, but at the last minute, I decided to come back here. I had 3 companies I was looking at. I was looking at them. I was looking at another company that the Beaver works at, and I don't really want to, go over and over his head and give out his company. But and speaking of which, go subscribe to his channel, Bacon, Bourbon, and Blue Collar Bullshit. His channel's pretty good too. I talk to him on a regular basis. He's doing really good at the company he's at, but he ended up getting a truck from Accelerate, and he's not doing too bad. He's driving a shitload of miles, but he's doing pretty decent. All right, let's see here. Moet, what kind of truck are you selling? Just join the live. I have a 2019 International LT with about 435,000 miles on it, and it's got literally 5,000 hours of service in it on the engine. For this year and the mileage on the truck, it should be well over 10 to 15,000 in the engine, but it's only got 5,000 engine hours. It's an X Prime truck, so it had an APU on it during its life in Prime. It does not have the APU on it now. That's the only unfortunate thing. I had to put my own inverter in here. I put a 3,500 watt inverter because I wanted to make sure everything worked on here. Other than that, I mean, it's a great truck. Going to need to put some drives on it in the next year and a half, maybe, I don't know, maybe a year and a half. I'm not too big on the recap drives that they put on here, but believe it or not, I put about 40,000 miles on this truck since I've had it, and they've held up. I've had one blow and I've had to replace it, but the other ones are holding up. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I put Voyager Nation up there for you? There's Voyager Nation. That's how you spell it. And JD Sean. Okay, so you got it. Trucking with Blues. Swift has lease options as low as 2,500 down, 6-month term, and a recruiter said you could walk away. I'm assuming. I don't believe it. Any thoughts? I don't know what recruiter you talk to. You need to give me a ring because you can get into a truck with nothing down. I don't know where that $2,500 came from. Yeah, I wouldn't do that because I know you can get into a truck with nothing down. Give me a call and I'll give you my recruiter's information. Actually, you know what? I'll put her number up here. I've got her number. I just put it on here. There's Michelle's number. Give her a call. Tell her I sent you over. She'll put you in a truck with no money down. If you need that number again, feel free to call me. I'll be more happy to. So Thomas came on here. Thomas Koslov. Hey, Sean, I am a recruiter with Crena, small company based out of Elmhurst, Illinois. We work closely with customer freight, 88%. I've never heard of Crena. You're doing your research on Voyager Nation. Thomas, I don't mind you coming on here recruiting and stuff, but I've never heard of Crena. Are you one of the companies in Chicago area? If you are, you got to make your guys aware of it, man, because I know that's it's kind of a negative thing, especially with super ego. Sound like a super ego in the chat. Yeah, I think so, maybe. That's okay. I mean, if again, I don't mind if guys get on here and want to recruit. I mean, that's the whole reason that I started the channel. Every company, you need to research. Every company's not right for everybody. I've always said that. B&D, we went around, before like that too. 3 rigs, M89 in the house. Don't tell me you're at M89. Can't be. No more Illinois companies for me. Left side. Yep, I agree, buddy. JD Sean, you might want to give me a ring, man. Swift might be a good answer for you. I tell you, it might be a good answer. Not saying it will, but I'll tell you the good, bad, and the ugly. Life on 18 wheels. Yeah, I hear you, buddy. 3 rigs. No, sir. I got you. I figured that. Hey, Pop Tart. Appreciate the nice comments today. I knew that was you, Peterbilt girl. I appreciate everything, Pop Tart. One of these days, I will get up there to Raleigh area and we'll meet. I'd love to have some barbecue with you and your husband. Maybe me and Country and Dee, we can all get there at the same time someday. That would be awesome. Life on 18 wheel. No Russian carriers allowed. Jay Sean, yeah, I'm going to do my best to call you tomorrow. I should be done in the morning. Yeah, please do, Sean. I appreciate it, man. We'll, and again, I'll tell you if it's right for you or not. I just need to see your whole situation. I just don't know if the Schneider truck's going to work over here, but there might be some other options for you. Just give me a ring. You keep pushing huge hugs. I'm always pushing hugs. Always. There's Life on 18 wheels. He's hugging you too. It looks like with a big old cat. Can't tell what that is. It looks like a cat. Pop Tart. You are more welcome anytime. I appreciate it once again. I appreciate the kind comments because, buddy, I was getting pounded hard today. That's fine. Like I said, I gained like 40, 50 subscribers in the last 2 days because of it. I'm okay with it. I can stand the heat. I texted Michelle today. I said, Michelle, I'm getting all kinds of hate from recruiting to Swift. but I'm loving it. I can handle it. Life on 18, LOL, with the cat. All right, guys, we're at 30 minutes, 27 people in here following. Put up some comments, guys. Anything going on with your weeks? Any good weeks? Any good weeks to talk about? Any bad weeks to talk about? Um, I've actually had 2 decent weeks in a row. I'm pretty much happy with everything that's been going on. Thomas says 88%. We take 12% for trailer rental. We provide plates, IFTA, insurance is $125 a week. Life says no, Thomas. Let Thomas put his stuff up here. I don't mind. If there's somebody out there who wants to go to Thomas's company, by all means. Or if somebody wants to go to MM89, J Riggs, or three Riggs, maybe they want to go to his company. Toes are covered. That's always a good plus. Toes are covered. Three Riggs says, I'm in Jersey, headed home to Georgia for the holiday. Well, good for you. I'm not going home this weekend. I'm going home next weekend. Like I said, I'm fortunate enough. I've got 2 decent loads that are backing me up. I'm going to have a real good week this week coming up. I got 2 loads already backing me up. By Monday, I should be at the 2,000 mile mark, and I still got Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday left to run. So I feel like I'm going to hit a home run this week. Pop Tart says, so yesterday it went into law that if you can't speak, read, English, then you will be removed from the transportation industry. Yes, it was. I know Arkansas just passed that law too. Brian just texted me this morning and said Arkansas's law finally passed. Thomas says, with the trailer, you have 2 options. You can lease or you can buy it. It's up to you. Okay. Country says he's finally here. ATL sucks. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Where'd you end up stopping at, Country? You know what? Don't tell me where you stopped at. I can look and see. No limits. Crean is owned by Celiso, I think. I said that right. I see them posting a lot on Indeed. They sound too good to be true. Well, lots of times when stuff looks too good to be true, they are. Not saying anything about Thomas's company. We work close with JB Hunt, Loads, TQL, sometimes Landstar Loads too. Okay. Life on 18 Wheels says, y'all take off the top, Thomas? Scam. Is there a good buffet in Commerce? I got to tell you, I'm in Commerce right now, and what I like to do is I've got a nice hiding spot, and it's literally there's Outback, there's Longhorn, there's Bojangles, there's a Waffle House, and a couple other fast food restaurants. They're all right here off this same exit. And let me tell you guys, it's a great place to stop. And I got a great parking spot where there's always parking. And I'm not talking about the TA either, if you guys are familiar with it. I got a great place where there's always parking. Pop-Tart, the company will be put out of service. That is 2 years on their score, and it's 24 months or five good inspection back to back, bring down your score. That's awesome. A lot of these companies need to be hammered for that. That's sure. 18, sir, we don't rob our drivers. I know the stigma with the companies out of Illinois, but I can assure you our company is very great drivers, been with us for over 10 years. Okay, well maybe you do have a great company, then, Thomas. Not bringing you down. Unfortunately, you're just in an area where there are a lot of shitty companies. Schneider does have freight, but a majority of them don't pay well. Well, here's my problem with Schneider. The only problem that I actually had with the company, other than their safety shit and their policy on PC, the problem is to get to the good paying loads, you're gonna have to deadhead. And when I say deadhead, guys, unfortunately, I was deadhead 500 to 750 miles a week, and that's just not happening. And you don't get paid on those deadhead miles. So if I have deadhead miles here at Swift and I do 500 miles, well, guess what? I'm still getting paid for the deadhead miles. And that's another one of the reasons why I decided to come back. Three rigs, Commerce, Georgia. Yes, sir. Commerce, Georgia. Country, I was wanting you to come through here in Raleigh, North Carolina. What happened? I've never had Bojangles. Is it any good? Bojangles is, to me, is better than Popeyes. I love Popeyes, but I think Bojangles, their biscuits are just a little bit better. They've been, I don't know if they've been in business longer than Popeyes, but they're pretty equal on that end. But I do like Bojangles just a tad bit better. I love their French fries at Bojangles. So G.A. Deshawn says, "Yep, I had a terrible deadhead last week from Federalsburg, Maryland. Yeah, I'm not big on the deadhead, especially if you're not getting paid on it. G.A. Deshawn, Bojangles, it is in show business. It's a thing called it, and they got it." Oops. Did I hear you say you were at Swift before? How many times? Yeah, unfortunately, I hate to admit to this, but this is my fourth go around. Um, I know that sounds excessive, but it is what it is, man. The last time I left, the only reason that I left the last time, and I've talked about this in many videos and many lives, I only left because I had this inkling that I wanted to go do the spot market and I wanted to get an SFI truck. And unfortunately, when you get an SFI truck, when I started, you had to have the SFI truck for 3 months before you can move it. My plan was to go to F2F. Well, guess what? My plans didn't work out the way they wanted. I really did not like. Watch this guy back up. He's really close to me. I did not like the spot market. It wasn't for me, and that's why I got out and went back into Swift. This guy is going to hit me. Hang on, guys. We'll get back into it. Man, he's close. He is close, 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 but he made it. Wow. Good job, driver. That was close. Got a lot of comments here. Thomas emailed me, sweets@icloud.com. I don't know why you would want to do that, but whatever. J.D. Sean, I wouldn't even dare go out west. Yeah, I wouldn't go out west either right now. Now, what I will tell you is I will go out west once I get a lease truck and I start trading again because they do have team freight here, and the team freight is really good. That's another reason I want to start driving back out west and get some miles. I actually like that. No way, Popeyes is the bomb. Well, we're just going to have to agree to disagree on that one. Three rigs. Not there yet. I'm assuming you haven't gotten to Pop Tarts yet. By the way, Pop Tart, I love that name. That name's awesome. No limit. Do you have a Discord? No, I don't have a Discord. Honestly, I don't really know a whole lot about it. I was on one before. That might not be a bad idea. Maybe, country, maybe we need to start a Discord for drivers. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't think country would want to be involved in it now that I think about it. But 18, maybe we need to get one going. I don't know. So 18 says Popeyes is trash. I tell you, the Bojangles is good when you get their actual bone-in chicken, and their French fries are kind of like steak fries with special seasoning on them. I really like those. They're really good. So Thomas says, "Okay, sir, I will email you the details if you're interested, sir." 88%. We'll talk soon, says 18. Pop Tart, country, you come on and enjoy yourself. I'll even let you take the vehicles to go out. Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, we would all want to go out and do something together. Hopefully there's some cool places to go to in Raleigh. Yes, good day. If interested, when can you start? No limit. 18, go on Indeed. Look them up. Just saying, might laugh. They're trying really hard to be like TRC. Right? The spot market is not for. You're exactly right. Life in a box. Spot market is not for everybody. And honestly, could I do the spot market? Could I stuck with it? Absolutely. I don't know. It wasn't for me. G80 Sean, Landstar was on my radar, but they just take too long. Yeah, Landstar does take too long. I'll be back. You guys enjoy your night. Bye, y'all. Appreciate you coming in there, Pop Tart. Whoops. Mike, Florida, 4 times. Have you also trained before? Yes, I've trained all 3 of those times that I was here before. So this will be the 4th time around. I don't mind training. It actually takes your mind off a lot of stuff. It's testing sometimes, but if you get a good driver, you can really do very well. One of my drivers just finished off this week, 10,000 gross, and the money is here. Awesome. I run dedicated for Schneider Dollar General account, California for 2 years, and it works for me. Okay, Melvin, that's the Dollar General is a hustle. There's no doubt about that. But if it works for you, it works for you. So MC wants to know what your MC number is, Thomas. Big Papa Chad. Hello, what's going on, Big Papa Chad? Glad to have you in here. Never seen you here before. You're catching up with all the chat here. 41 minutes in, guys. Everything's good. Anybody got any comments about their week? They have any good weeks? Yeah, this English proficiency thing is going to knock a lot of guys out of the business. I was texting with Brian Jess earlier about this. I think it was Brian that was talking about it. I don't think the English proficiency is going to knock it down as much as what everybody hopes to. It will knock down a little bit. I don't think it's going to make the spot market any better for say. But I think a lot of the brokers will get a little scared and maybe bring the prices up just to get reputable people. I think eventually what's going to happen, these shippers and receivers and even the brokers are going to get to the point, if you don't speak English, they don't want to deal with you. I think we're almost there. Free Briggs says, has anyone tried the Road King headset yet? I'm not familiar with the Road King, but I've got the Road Warrior. That's the guys I had on a couple weeks ago. That headset is phenomenal, and either there's 2 prices. One is 75, one's 100, and they were offering, I believe it was a 25% discount on both of them. So might want to look them up, Road Warrior. I don't know anything about a Road King. Rod, the real money at Swift is the Walmart account in Corey, Utah. Huh. Rod, you got to tell me about that. I don't know anything about that account in Utah. Not that it would really help me out, but it might help somebody out on here. You know what, Rod? You need to call me and let me know about that because I got the perfect guy that lives out there that would love to go on that account. You need to give me a ring. Thomas, and we do not charge an escrow after no escrow fee. Okay. Big Papa Chad, I think it will take a while before we see the effect of the non-English speaking issue. Absolutely. It's not going to be an overnight success. And quite frankly, I don't think the percentages are going to be as big as what everybody thinks it is. Obviously we need these guys off the road because the big stat that I heard is like 75% to 80% of the accidents that are occurring right now are the non-speaking English people, foreigners. Yeah, Road Warrior, 3 rigs. Yeah, I have one. Country hasn't picked his up yet, and I don't know if there's anybody else in here that's bought one. 18's waiting on his free one. I gave them his information. I don't know if he's ever called them or vice versa, but he's waiting on his free one. He won't buy one. Just kidding, 18. No limit. I can't seem to gross over $5,400. I've been thinking about possibly switching to percentage. No limit. Are you at Schneider? And honestly, anything over $5,000 is really hard to get at Schneider, even right now. Even before, you might get 1 week where it's really good, then the next week's really bad. With F2F, were they mostly broker freight or customer freight as well? So their dedicated accounts that they had were spot market rates, spot market freight that they had as dedicated. I know it sounds real confusing, but it was still spot market stuff that they had worked deals out with, and all the loads, paid, X amount of dollars for whatever load you had. Now, if you go to the select program where you do your own booking, I mean, it's basically whatever the load board has. So they have a little bit of everything. Big Papa Chad, how is the percentage at Swift? Are they going to that? They're not at that yet, but it will. Supposedly, it's going to 70%, and it's supposed to happen in September. I'm undecided if that's a good idea or a bad idea. We'll see. Right now, and again, like I told you guys when I first came over here, with the if you own your own truck and your expenses are very low over here, you should take home $1 to $1.05 a mile to your account. And when I say that, that's to you. Now that's not including your truck payment, your insurance, which my truck payment's very low. At F2F, I was barely making 75 cents a mile after all the fees came out. So I'm already making more money over here in the long run. It doesn't appear that way, but I am. Corrine, Utah. Yeah, Rod, you need to let me know about that. Okay, so Jonah got one. You love it. Okay, well, good deal. It's very lightweight, isn't it, Jonah? That was one of the things that I really noticed, how lightweight it was. It doesn't even feel like you really got one on there. Still haven't heard from them. Well, if you call me tomorrow, 18, we'll get a hold of them. J. Deshawn, there was a load on the board earlier at 89 cents per mile. I've seen loads as low as 35 cents a mile going to Texas. I don't understand that and get that, why they even put that on the board. I mean, even with Swift's load board, they got loads that are literally 10 miles. I mean, that deliver the same day from one place in Atlanta to another place in Atlanta. Why would they even put that on the load board? Who's going to do that? I mean, again, it is what it is. Terry B, how much extra do you get for training? So, Terry, when you train over here, you get paid your miles and you get paid that driver's miles. So if you guys drive, 4,500, 5,000 miles, that's what you're getting paid. You're getting paid their miles too. Swift pays their salary and all their expenses. So you're getting paid basically double. Now, with that being said, you're not going to be able to run. You can run as a team, but it's, a lot of guys do. I don't. I used to run it as a super solo. I'd get 4,000, 4,500 miles. And, $3,000, $4,000 paychecks when you train. Pretty good. And that's after all expenses with their lease truck back then. And that was a year ago. Big Papa Chad. So does Swift have a load board? Sorry for all the questions. Now, Big Papa Chad, no problem, man. Yes, they have a load board. Not going to brag about it. It's not the best. Just in the 2 weeks that I've been back, because they didn't have a load board before. They just, had it for about the last 7-8 months. I don't know what the time frame is, but just in the last 2 weeks, I've noticed about a 75-80% improvement on the load board just since I've been here. When they go to the 70% model, I think what they want to do is have the guys pick everything off of the load board just like it is at Schneider. I think that's their goal. I haven't talked to anybody, in upper management, but I plan on bringing some on the show. And when I do, I'll get all the details about that, because I've got Michelle that's probably going to come on here in a couple of weeks, and we can kind of ask those questions. You'll have plenty of time to prepare for those questions. Thomas Costello, hey sir, life on 18 wheels. So what do you think? Good deal. And by the way, Big Papa Chad, feel free to give me a call. If you have a lot of questions, I'd be more than happy to really go over all the questions with you. And if you want to come in, I appreciate you use my name when you come in. And I'll be more than happy to help you out. There's my phone number on the screen, and I'll get you in contact with the right people if this is something you want to look at. So got a new guy on here, Rob Sparks. I love taking short loads with Landstar, pick up and deliver 15 miles apart, and make plenty of money for me and my truck. So you like taking short loads with Landstar, pick up. Okay. So that's working out for you. That's awesome. And again, everybody has their own way they like to run. I got another guy trying to back into a little tiny spot here. These spots at this TA are so small. Man. Hang on a second, guys. I have to really keep an eye on this. Actually, he's doing a pretty damn good job. Wow, that's a tight spot too. Sorry about that. I'm glad that works out for you. You know, and again, like I said, Landstar is good for some people, and some people it's not. I'm trying to fix the camera there a little bit. Man, this trailer ever gets parked, that brightness will go away a little bit. Big Papa Chad, hey, no problem, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you for coming in. Be more than happy to answer questions, man. I take phone calls every day. Thomas, for the trailer, sometimes we use JB Hunt, Swift, and Schneider trailers. That your company reminds me a lot of the company that the Beaver's working for. That's kind of the same strategy that they have. Be Right Trucking, what did you get? A Volvo? If you're talking to me, I'm still in my same truck, my International. I haven't gotten anything yet, but that's my plans is to get one of the new body style Volvos when that time comes. I don't really have a time frame. I'd like for it to be sooner than later, but it's all up to Swift, not me. And I need to sell my truck. Mike, Florida, I need a percentage company. I want to chase the money. Yeah, Mike, I get it. That's honestly, that's what everybody wants to do. They want to chase the money, and you don't want to run off of a mileage deal. I mean, I get it. I understand it. That's the same feeling that I had, a year ago when I got my SF5 truck. But I don't know, man. This is a lot easier than the stress. The stress to me running the spot market because you really just don't know what you're going to be doing. You don't know what the rates are going to be. I don't know, man. It's not for everybody, but I get it. I do understand it. I might be back on it too someday. Be Right Trucking. That's what I would want. Oh, absolutely. I definitely want a new Volvo, and that's the only way that I would take one of their trucks is if I got a new Volvo. I don't want anything else. Money equals miles, or money is more than miles. Well, again, we all have our own opinions and everything, but not saying again, I've always said, guys, there's no right or wrong way to do any of this. It's just the thought of being successful. Everybody always wants to argue with me about which way's right, which way's wrong. There's a lot of things that go in with it. Is this what's happy for you? Is this what's happy for your family? My thing is when I start training again, I'm going to take a student, I'm going to go out with them for 4 weeks, and then I'm going to take a week off and go home. And, vice versa. I'm going to roll with that plan and keep going with it because the problem is the trainee needs to go out with 4 weeks with you, minimum 4 weeks. And there really isn't any sense in going home with a trainee. You got to put them up in a hotel, and then it just doesn't make sense to me. I'd rather just take a whole week off. Guys, I got to tell you, man, I'm really impressed with the live. I didn't really know how this was going to go tonight. You guys have kept the questions going. I hope that you guys keep following me. I'm not getting off. If you guys have more questions, pop them up. I'll stay on here as long as you guys want or need to. But yeah, I mean, again, I really didn't know how this live was going to go. Starting off something new. Everybody's been watching on Sundays. I think Thursday's a good day to do this because it's kind of towards the end of the week, and I'm not really affecting anybody else's lives. I took that really big consideration. I didn't want to bother anybody else's lives. I wanted to, have something completely different than what anybody else is doing. I'd like to get more drivers on and let them talk. Sorry that brightness is coming through. I'm actually using a different camera system. I'm not using the camera off of the laptop any longer. I've got a 4K camera that's on a tripod that's actually working out very well. I think the picture looks pretty good if it's not that bright. So Rob Sparks is back on here. One person's success is not the same. Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't I mean, that's absolutely true. You know, everybody has their own way to success, and the whole purpose is for you to get there on your own, however it needs to be. Um, Again, would I change anything that I did? I mean, I should have stayed at Swift, but would I change it? No, because I got the idea that spot market's not for me. If I wouldn't have taken that jump, I would have always wondered about it. I'm just fortunate enough that Swift did bring me back, but in reality, there's really honestly no reason why Swift shouldn't have brought me back. I was always a good worker. I ran miles. I didn't really cause any issues or problems per se. It was I didn't have any accidents. I didn't have any issues or problems. I wasn't a problem with them. So I think that's the reason I got to come back, was that because they knew I was a runner and they knew that I did well. I had a lot of people pulling for me. Um, Again, that's it. We're almost at an hour, guys. Anybody got any questions about anything? Thomas, 18, you all got questions y'all want to pop up about each other? Be Right Trucking, Rob, Big Papa Chad, Terry B, Jay Sean, Jonah. Jonah, I didn't put your comment up. I got one. I love it. What did you get, Jonah? Did you get a new Volvo? Is that what you got? I'm curious. G80 Sean, present. I got to know, Jonah, did you get a Volvo, buddy? You're going to make me jealous. Is it still $1.35 per mile? Yes and no. So $1.35 per mile is going to be your lower miles, like 200, 300. Excuse me. $1.25, excuse me, $1.15 is the minimum. That's for anything over. Don't quote me on the miles. That's one of the reasons why I want to get the show on here. I've tried to. She's been so busy, and I haven't been able to touch base to get all the details on the mileage rates, but I will. But $1.15, I believe, is over 750 miles. That's the minimum, and then you get your fuel surcharge. And the way the fuel surcharge works for me, 38 to 40 cents a mile is about what it costs me to run my truck. And I think last week it was 37 cents. So I'm paying basically a penny a mile for fuel. Um, so fuel kind of washes itself out in the long run. I got you, Jonah. The headset. Rob Sparks says, I started my long weekend today, got my load delivered early today, and got home before the grandson got out of school. I'm going to get ready for the weekend at the lake. Well, have fun. I'm looking forward to going home next weekend and jumping in my pool. That's one of the things that I'm looking forward to. And speaking of the devil, there's my wife. Hi, sorry I'm late for the live. No, you're not late. You're here. New Volvo is ugly and smaller interior. And again, everybody's got their opinions. I don't. Again, we've talked about this. 18. You shaved? No, yeah, I had to, darling. I was going to surprise you, but don't worry, it'll be back soon enough. It'll be back soon enough. I had to. I want to get a closer shave. Is what I want to do. I'm going to let it grow back out a little bit better. Yuck. Hey, I'm younger. I look so much younger. Look at this, guys. Don't I lose about, I don't know, 5 or 10 years off of my life there? The shave makes me look old. But the daughter and the wife, they love the beard. But it'll be back. Huh. There's a new tab on here. Show comments on the stage. Oh, I see it. That's brand new. So I can pop the comments up there now. That's interesting, guys. Huh. Very interesting. Dee, I don't know if you saw this or not, but that's brand new. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I'll leave it up. Bless says, hey, I have a question. How will I know if a load is worth taking on that load board? For example, let's say a load is paying $2,000. What do what do and how do I know if that's a good load? Well, Bless, I don't know which load board you're talking about. Are you talking about Swift's load board? Because if it's Swift's load board, it's all about the miles, because that's how you get paid. That's what you're asking. Rob Sparks, be safe out there. Driver, have a good weekend. Absolutely, Rob. I'm glad you joined in. I've never seen you on here before. I appreciate you looking me up and joining us. Come back and see us every Thursday night at 7 Eastern. I don't know if I like that or not. Green Star Logistics. Speaking of the devil, what's up, buddy? That's my buddy Jose. Did you ever hear anything back today, Jose? Life in a box. What are your costs to start with? My cost over here, other than my truck and my truck insurance, which I pay on my own now, I don't use the company's insurance any longer, but $17 for the ELD and $8 for the tow pass. They pay all tows and they pay everything, the plates, everything. I'm just responsible for my 2290, which it was paid before I came aboard, ELD, and $8 for the tow pass. That's it. I'm on the JB Hunt load board now, blessed. Okay. JB, are you the one that sent me the message, by the way? Called me, I guess, either earlier today or yesterday. I just haven't got back to you. But the JB Hunt load board, I don't really understand what your question is. We go back to your question here. Well, I mean, if it pays $2,000 with JB Hunt, you got to do the 65%. So take that $2,000, if that's what it says it pays, you times it by 0.65, and that you minus that number to the 2,000, and that tells you what you get paid. Then you got to decide per mile if that makes sense. I hope that helps you, but that's how you do it. Green Star Logistics, can you give AT my phone number? Okay, Green Star. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were at Landstar. I don't know if I have your phone number, Jose. Is this still Jose that I'm talking to? Because I've got two Jose's that contact me. Swift does have a sliding pay scale. $1.15 a mile for the higher miles, and $1.35. There's like four increments, and $1.05 being the most for like 200 miles or 250. Life in a box. Not yours, Fly Rabbit, the guy who asked about the load. Oh, I got you. So, yeah, that's a good question. So with the JB Hunt load board, you got to take the 65% and figure that out, because that's what JB Hunt does. That was one of the things that I liked about Schneider's. Whatever the load paid was on the board. It's what you got paid. Bear with me, guys. I got to turn this AC down. It's getting a little cold in here now. It got a little warm earlier. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, okay. So 2,000 times 0.65, 13. Yep, $1,300 is what you're getting paid on that load. Well, actually, you take 1,300. Yeah, that's right. 1,300 is what you're getting paid, 65%. So Life in the Box says, for those that need help or more understanding if a load is profitable or not, start with this. Take fuel out, your cost per day, and the maintenance, etc. A lot should go into it. So he is right, 100%. And bless, what I tried to do is I tried to be somewhere between $900 and $1,000 a day. So if that load takes you 2 days to deliver, $1,300, just, do the math, divide that by 2. So that basically, what's 13? It's $650 a day. So you're a little bit under, and depending on how many days, if that's $1,300 in 1 day, then you're golden. But if that's 2 days, that's a little bit less than what you should be. Especially if you got an SF. There's a lot of things that go into that, though. If you got an SFI truck, then that stays true. But if you own a truck, your costs are a lot lower. You can run a little bit leaner. But I don't know if you really want to. BMH says Swift lease on with the flatbed division. Absolutely. They've got really nice trucks for the flatbed division. There are some restrictions to the flatbed division. Unfortunately, I don't know all of them. There's certain places where you got to live at, and I think that's near South Carolina. Don't quote me on that. Like I said, I'm going to try and have Michelle on the first Thursday of June. Um, please come back. We can ask her a lot of questions, or better yet, you can just give her a call tomorrow. Tell her I sent you. And here is her phone number, BMH. You can give her a call. She can answer all your questions. Um, she's really easy to talk to. One thing about her, she's no bullshit. She tells you everything the way it is. Got another comment here. Life in the Box says, what many don't understand in many cases, running lots of miles is not beneficial. That's just many variables. Absolutely. Unless you're running something like I am, the miles don't make sense. Bear with me a second, guys. Looks like somebody texted me here. Let's see what they say. I got you, Jose. Green Star Logistics. I'll give your number to 18. I promise you I will. I will do that. Anybody got any questions, comments, concerns? Anybody want to bitch at me like they've done all day long today? Anybody? I thought I did some really good videos today too. Actually, today, last 2 days, I had to do a repeat video today just to clarify what was done last week. All right. 28 people in here. At one time we had 37. That's probably the most I've had in a long time. So Bless says, Josh sucks eggs. Okay. Maybe so. Might be right. Who is Josh? You talking about? I bet you're probably talking about Josh. This guy trucks. If you're running the spot market, please take fuel out of the posted rate and then negotiate the rate. Yep. Always get paid for your fuel. That's a good thing. I appreciate you and all the safe drivers who transport goods. Love you, James. Appreciate it, darling. I love you more than anything you'll ever know. I got to tell you guys, one of the most important things besides your mental health and your well-being is a strong family at home. They have to be understanding with what you do and how you do things. Me and my wife have been through a lot of stuff, and I don't mean our relationship wise, just bullshit. I had a custody battle 15 years ago that didn't turn out well. We recently just got bad news about some financial stuff that we got in the middle of a lawsuit, and not happy about that. But she's always been my biggest cheerleader, and I don't really want to go into a whole lot of details about personal stuff, but she's always my biggest cheerleader, and she always has been. She's always had my back. I will fight to the death of me for that woman and my daughter and my son and my father-in-law. My father-in-law's just as good too. I know he gets on my wife's nerves, but he's a good man. Life on 18 knows who I am talking about. Oh, I got you. 18, you're going to have to clue me in who Josh is, buddy. I'm curious. Fuel should not be a part of the rate. Absolutely. You always should negotiate your fuel. Fuel money doesn't pay. It's absolutely right. Fuel money pays for fuel. You're exactly right. Job hopper of the year. You're a clown. Hey, Aaron, I appreciate that, buddy. I appreciate that. I am a clown. If I'm a clown, then you're an ass. How about that? Not that I'm going to get into that, but thank you, Aaron. Are you selling your truck to become a company driver? I was watching your other video and wasn't sure. No, I'm not selling my truck to become a company driver. I'm selling my truck to get another lease truck just so I can recruit, because my thinking is a couple things. Number one, I don't want to put the miles on this truck to train. I'm going to go back into training. This truck needs to go to a person that's going to be a solo operator because it's got low miles. It's got low hours on it. If I'm going to train, I'm going to use their equipment to put the miles on. So I'm going to lease another truck for that purpose, to lease and also use it as a recruiting tool. Yeah, I'm an ass clown. Hey, you keep up the good comments, buddy. Appreciate it. That's just helping the algorithms and helping everybody else come on over to Swift. Everybody's talking trash, but I got 3 guys coming over to Swift in the next couple of days. Keep on talking it. 10-4. I love it, guys. Keep it coming. Keep it coming, Aaron K. All right. Anybody got anything else? We won't be hearing from Aaron K any longer. I just don't think it's necessary, guys. I usually don't block people, but when they start coming in and trying to take success away from somebody, I'm not for that. I used to be the First Amendment guy all the way, but there's just no reason for that, in my opinion, anymore. If you don't like it, don't watch the channel. It's real fucking easy. You don't watch me. It's that easy. Unsubscribe, Aaron, if you're still watching. Unsubscribe, please, by all means. That's not why I brought the channel here. How different is the night lease from the Swift lease? That's a good question, Jonah. I don't know that answer. I really don't. Be right. 8 trucking. How does the trainee get paid out of your revenue? Nope. Whatever the driver drives, I get paid his mileage and my mileage. The trainee gets paid by Swift. And again, this was a year ago. They were getting paid $700 a week, which isn't horrible, but it's not the best either. But you got to start somewhere. I've been watching, and I haven't said anything about this, but I'm going to put together a rental for drivers. Hey, you can advertise that on here all you want to. Hey, Pop Tart, got a truck for sale too if you're interested. American Patriot says fuel surcharge trucking sucks. Yeah, well, maybe it does for you. Doesn't for me. I'm going to buy a bunch of brand new trailers for tax write-offs and rent them all out. I got you. So you're going to do trailer rentals. Pop Tart, you know what? You might want to give me a call because I might have somebody that might want to buy a trailer from you or rent a trailer from you. Here, I'm going to put my number up once again. Give me a call tomorrow. I'll be driving up until about 9 in the morning. Give me a call tomorrow, and I'll patch you through to a guy that I know will probably get a trailer from you because he's looking. And he's not too far from you. He lives in Virginia, right there in that little corner on the west side where Bristol, Tennessee is. So there you go. I might help you out with that. Green Star, that help your channel, ignore them. Oh, I know it helps my channel. That's why I do it. But I just, you can only take so much as a human being. I might have to look into it. Okay. Why not just come back to Swift, Jonah? I think you could come back over here. I seen Life on 18 the other day. He was eating curry goat. That sounds like him because he likes all that food. That's for sure. Pop Tart gone trucking. No, you aren't. Not so sure what that means, but you get to needing trailers, James, or anyone else, she'll have them ready and available. Awesome. American Patriot, I guess you really don't know me. Rent me a step deck, Pop Tart. There you go, Pop Tart. Get Life on 18 a step deck. I'm thinking about coming back. Jonah, you really should come back, buddy. And, honestly, why don't you give me a call tomorrow? I'll tell you what's going on, the things that I've learned in the last 2 weeks. Like I said, the load board, I think, is going to be something really good here real soon. I see a lot of positive things changing, Jonah. American Patriot, there's truth in that statement. The fuel surcharge doesn't pay for the fuel. Some of it, but that's why the fuel card business is very, absolutely. So my fuel surcharge pays almost all of my fuel, but I do have a fuel card also, which helps me out the other way. You were 100% right, Life in a Box. And the conversation that we had a few weeks back was spot on, buddy. you and Jeff, you guys are awesome, man. And one day, like I told you, one day I will be over there, but it's going to be a while. I'm just not into the spot market shit right now. Pop Tart says, okay, I'll screenshot it. Yep, please do. Life on 18, no problem. So there you go, 18. You might have your trailer. I'll patch you through to Pop Tart when she calls me. Be right trucking. How long do you have to be with Swift before you're allowed to train? So it's kind of a loaded question. Usually about 30 days. There's a class you got to take online. It's real easy. And there's other stipulations. You got to do everything right for like 2 to 3 weeks. Like you got to do 30-minute pre-trips, all that bullshit. You got to do everything like you would, like you were training a student before they'll bring you in, and they got to see that on your logs. I know it sounds crazy, but it's pretty easy. There's not a lot that goes to it, and training here is super easy with ramps. He wants a trailer with ramps, step deck. People, I've been saying that about the load board for years now, and nothing's changed. So hopefully it will get better for you. Garrett, yep, absolutely. Bless. Life on 18. Why are you ignoring me? Life on a box. I appreciate that, and thank you. No, I appreciate the conversation, man. I had a lot of good conversation with you. I had to recoup for a while, but Garrett, about that load board. Okay. Whoops. B Rice says easy enough, and Pop Tart says, you guys give me some time, and I'm focused on getting it done. It's a good business plan. It's got no maintenance costs like trucks that have fuel and breakdown and all. Okay. Yeah. So if I ever get back in the spot market business, I'll look you up too. G80 Sean, do you ever see yourself doing reefer with Swift at some point? So that's a good question, and I've got a real good answer with that. When me and Poppy were at JB Hunt, he made a excellent contact with JB Hunt. That was, well, literally, he was the vice president of operations, and he ended up leaving JB Hunt and came over to Swift, and now he's in charge of Swift. I say in charge, but he's in charge of Swift Reefer. I say not in charge, but he works for Swift Reefer operations, and I think his title is into some type of sales. I don't really know what his complete title is, but to answer your question, anything's possible. I haven't talked to him personally, but I know Poppy talks to him on a daily basis. That might be an option. I haven't really looked into it, but it might be an option. And that's a good question, G.A. Deshaun. I really am going to look into it. I'm not ignoring you. I'm preoccupied. He's always preoccupied, just to let you know about that. Pop Tart says, trailers, you only have some tires and lights, so you have low maintenance costs. That's why she's looking forward to moving on to this. Good business plan. Life in a box. If I were young, I would never become an owner operator. Find a decent company, stick with it. That's the key to success, especially nowadays. Okay. Pop Tart says, whoops, Life on 18. It's not a problem. Step decks as well. Yes, okay. All right. And Brandon Balderas is back. Ooh, yeah. Glad to have you back, Brandon. I know you've been in here several times in the past. We appreciate you coming in. Guys, we're at 32 people still in here at an hour and 19 minutes. I think Thursdays are going to be my permanent day. This has been a pretty decent live with just me doing it and really having no preparation, no plans of anything. My plans are, guys, like I said, I'm going to try and have Michelle on here once a month to do recruiting. You know, that's probably going to be a 30-minute deal or maybe 45 at the most, unless people have a lot of questions. She's willing and wants to come on, unlike F2F. F2F didn't want to do that. She's willing to do it and wants to do it to answer your all's questions. I'm going to have more guys on, like the Road Warrior headset guys. We're going to have the Go Green guys on here if I can ever get in touch with them. I got a lot of contacts that I made at the truck show, and I'm going to try and bring on as many people as I can. GLB Live with Friends. What's up, everyone? Hey, GLB. Appreciate you coming in. I'm getting a lot of new people tonight, surprisingly. So I think Thursday's it, guys. And that's what we're going to stick with. Be Right Trucks is the truck speed set at Swift. Yep, 70 miles an hour is where they're set. I don't think anybody else is any faster than that in the company. Now, my truck, believe it or not, is not governed, and I probably shouldn't say that. But they just told me to keep the speed down, which I don't really drive. 70 on a rare occurrence. I don't really drive that fast. 65 is all I really do. LM Trucking Channel. What up, y'all? Appreciate you coming in, LM Trucking Channel. I'm going to have to get on here and subscribe to your guys' channels. Let me look these channels up. LM Trucking. Appreciate you guys coming in. Let's see what we got here. LM, I just subscribed to your channel. You got 6 videos. Okay, you got some good content. I'll look you up when the live is over. And GLB Live. Let's see who you are. GLB Live. GLB Live with Friends. Here you are. Wow, you got 30,000 subscribers. I'm gonna have to subscribe. I'm just subscribed to you. All right, guys. Let's get back to the comments. Nathan Ellerby. Here's another new guy I haven't never seen before. I found your channel the other day. I'm trying to find a good company to lease on with, but I'm not sure about Swift though. Nathan, give me a call, man. I'm not saying it's perfect by any means, but I'll at least be honest with you and tell you if it's good or not. I own my own truck. I'm over here. I'm not doing too bad. There's my phone number. Give me a call. We'll talk about it. I'll be more than happy. I'll tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's one thing that people like about me. I don't sugarcoat anything. I let you know what the real deal is. Be Right Trucking. Thank you for your response. Hey, no problem. G80 Sean. Crete was trying to race me. I think Crete is at 68, if I'm not mistaken. Brandon Balderas. I'm a local trash hauler in Los Angeles. If you want to watch my trashy trucking show. All right, you know what? I'm going to get on there. I'm going to subscribe to you too. It always helps. Brandon. Trashy Truck Show. There you are. I just subscribed to you, Brandon. Well, you look, Brandon, you look absolutely nothing like what your name looks like. I'll tell you that. That's not what I was expecting. Not in a bad way, but you're not what I expected. I just subscribed to your channel too, buddy. I'll catch up on your guys' stuff. I appreciate you guys coming in and checking out my journey. And again, I call it my journey because the last 2 years has been a journey. I have switched a lot of companies. I've gotten information about all the companies. I had a guy contact me on YouTube earlier today, wanted to know if I was still at Christensen. Buddy, I haven't been a Christian in 2.5 years. A lot of things have changed there, just like every company, but not a bad thing. It's just I've got a lot of answers for a lot of companies that I can, help drivers out because I've been there, I've done it. You can talk trash about me all you want to, but I do have the experience, and I do know which companies are good, which ones aren't good. That's a gorgeous Peterbilt right there. Car hauler. It's one thing I always wanted to do was be a car hauler. I've never really followed up with it or never done anything with it, but I think my age has kind of caught up with me. I don't know if I would be willing to do that any longer. I'm undercover Mexican. Undercover. You do not look Mexican at all, buddy. But that's funny, man. I can tell you just by your picture that pulled up that I could tell you're a comedian. I haven't even spoken with you or even done anything, talked to you or anything, but I can just see in your picture that you're going to be funny. Being a cop for so many years, you get to figuring people out. That's kind of what you do, and how to run the scene more or less. That's funny. Undercover Mexican. Yeah, guys, I don't know if I like that. Can you guys read the content that's pulled up there on the side? Can anybody see that when I don't have the content up there? Anybody read that okay? That's interesting. So my wife says, you're a provider and a safe driver. You're genuine, smart, handsome, our diva. I'm always going to be the diva, but I try to be as safe as I possibly can. Genuine is probably an understatement. I try to be as honest about everything. I try to be honest and true to everything. I don't. I had one guy said that I was a liar. I was a good used car salesman, which I've done before in the past. And even as a car salesman, that's one thing I never did. I never lied to anybody to get a sale. And I'm not lying to anybody to get you over here. Why would I bring you over here to Swift if it doesn't work for you? And if it's not going to work for you and you're going to leave anyways, why? I mean, I don't care about the money that much. I don't want somebody to come over here to be pissed off at me. Um, he said that all the guys that I brought to JB Hunt were pissed off at me, which was a total lie to begin with, because two of the guys out of the 11 that I brought were still over there, and they're still working at JB Hunt. They didn't want to leave. And the guys that did leave, they either followed either me or Poppy or both, or just got out of trucking altogether because of the tough times. I never lied about anything, nor will I ever lie about anything to get a sale or get a person over. Guys, I don't, not only do I not need the money, but I don't want your money. I don't want the money in that way. I want to bring people over for the right reasons. If it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Finally, Pop Tart, get in touch with me about the trailer thing, please. If you're still on here, Pop Tart Country, I don't know if you have her number or not, but she's going to call me the next day or two because I'm going to patch her to Poppy too. I'll patch her to you. Still got 27 people in here. Post your comments up, guys. We're at an hour and a half. I don't know how that lasted, but it has. I know Country likes to cut his videos to an hour. D likes to cut his videos to 2 hours. I don't cut my videos to anything. If people want to get on here and talk, unless I got a load that needs to be delivered or I got something to do, we'll talk all night long if we have to. I say tonight, but somewhere around 10, I'm going to have to get off here. But we'll go another hour and a half if everybody wants to. The basketball game's getting ready to come on. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you guys, I don't know if anybody is an NBA fan. I'm not an NBA fan by any means whatsoever. But that game last night, Indiana and New York Knicks was up like 11 points with like 2 minutes left in the game, and Pacers came back and beat them by 3 points. What a game that was. And I actually turned it off at the 3-minute mark. Didn't think that the Pacers had a chance. Not that I'm a big Pacers fan, but I am originally from Indiana. I would like to see them do good. And I'd like to see Oklahoma City. They're playing tonight. I'd like to see them do good too. Man, what a good series of NBA games. We don't have the usual LA Lakers and, the usual teams that are always in there all the time. Very, very relieving to watch four teams that, New York Knicks haven't been in there a long time either, but just four teams, man. Young players. No LeBron James. That's a big plus. I'm so sick and tired of seeing LeBron James on everything. No, what a blessing. Anybody else? Any comments? Nothing's really popped up in a while. Nobody's answered the question. Can anybody read those comments when they pop up down there in the small? Because if it's useless, I'll take them down. Boy, there's a lot of different trucking companies out here, guys. A lot. A lot of companies. No, can't read it. That's what I thought, Jonah. Don't forget to call me tomorrow, Jonah. I'm just going to take them comments off. I know, and Jonah, I don't know if you still watch Charlie or Jeff, but I noticed that Charlie and Jeff started, putting those comments up like that too, and I didn't. So you can see them, huh, Nicole? Okay, interesting. You must be watching them on the big TV then, if that's the case. All right. Yeah, Jonah, call me tomorrow, man. Nathan says, I struggle to decide between mileage pay or percentage. Nathan, that's really kind of a preference, personal preference. But right now, the way the economy is, I just, the mileage pays where it's at for me. To me, it's a little bit more steady. I know what I'm getting paid. Percentage, there's too many bad apples out there right now. And with broker transparency and all the shit that's going on, there is no broker transparency. That's the problem. There's just too many issues out there. So right now, mileage pays where it's at, in my opinion. All right, Jonah, I'll give you all the updates on everything, dude. I think you'll be very happy and very surprised with what's going on over here. Wow, you're watching them on your cell, and you can see that. Man, your eyes are better. You must have your glasses on because my eyes are good. It's just very small. Even when I enlarge, when I enlarge it, they're actually pretty decent. Huh. Actually, you know what? I might start, take your comment down, pull that up. I might have to start reading them like that. Interesting. Now, when I just changed that, guys, did it make my screen? Did it make it look bigger on YouTube also, or do I still have the white background in the back? I'm curious. I just wonder if it makes sense to run it as this profile all the time. You know what? Matter of fact, I can just pull it up here on YouTube to see what it does. Curious. I am curious. Let's see what it does. Curious. Yeah. Actually, it does make it bigger. Interesting. Makes me look bigger. Okay. I like it. Yeah, I know you got your phone. If you turn it landscape sideways, it's bigger. It's like the chat will be different for you. I see how you're doing it, Nicole. You're looking at it the long ways. Guys, we got 32 people in here. I'm surprised. Anybody got comments? I'm not going to be the only one talking here. Somebody's got to bring something up. Just joking. I'm curious to see how many people's watched tonight. So you like that better, huh? Yeah, I kind of like that too. How does this sound? That's one thing I was going to ask you guys. How does this sound? Does it sound okay? I tried the microphone on the camera tonight. I don't know if it's working or not, but trying to do different things. I think the picture looks a lot better. I got to tell you, Nicole, losing this weight has made me give me a little bit of a turkey neck down here. And now that I don't have the beard, you can see it a little bit more prevalent. No, when you said it, it makes me bigger. Okay. Oh man. Anybody guys suggestions for the show? Anybody you want to see on here? Companies, other YouTubers. I've tried to contact several people, but I haven't really been successful with bringing anybody on. A couple guys I would like to bring on. I'd like to bring on Wildbeard. I know you all know who he is. Believe it or not, I would like to bring Josh on from this guy Trucks. He would be a riot too, I believe. I just don't know how to get in contact with him. He only does that political show now, and he's kind of disappeared. But I would love to have Wildbeard on here. I think he brings a lot of energy in. Any suggestions, anybody? Any questions, anybody? It might be dying off. You want Country on here, darling? I'm sure Country will come in. I'll get him on here again. Country's laughing. Brandon Balderas. You know what, Brandon? You want to come on? I'd love to have you on. I can already tell you you'd be a riot. I'll get you on next week if you want to come on. Anthony Diaz. Hey, Rabbit, long time fan, live from 95 in North Carolina. Appreciate it, Anthony. Appreciate it. Appreciate you coming in. I like everybody coming in making comments. You want to share which company you're with, Anthony? Or are you a company driver? Are you a lease operator? Are you an owner operator? Curious. We'd always like to know. No Limit says it's not Wild Beer's fault, but a lot of the guys who went over because of him failed, so they blame him. Yeah, that's a tough company. There's a lot of misleading things with that company, and I'm not trying to trash them at all. I've looked at them too, but they're misleading on their fuel surcharge, 99-cent, fuel. Well, like I told you earlier, I literally paid nothing for my fuel, just the way the fuel surcharge is here. And he's on a dedicated account, and it's guaranteed for him also. But yeah, I know. And again, guys, like I said, I've always wanted to do the recruiting thing and bring people over, but I'm trying to do it for the right reasons. I'm not trying to, do the snake oil salesman type, bring people over, and I'm not saying that he does by any means, but yeah, you're right. That is a tough company to be successful at. I don't think that company is geared for the driver. Let's put it that way. It's not as bad as the Chicago companies, but it's a tough company to do well at. Man, I need to get me a light in here. That's one thing that helps a little bit. I need a light in here. You know what? Does this light help? Yeah. Makes me look like a ghost a little bit, huh? There we go. Your background is too dark. Yeah, I hear you. I've been trucking since 1998, I think. I drove for Knight in 2000 or a little bit earlier. Jonah says, yes, it's very hard over there. Yeah, yeah, that's right, Jonah. I forgot you're over at Hirschbach. You can attest to that too. Anthony Diaz says he's with Stratus Transportation in Orlando, 75-25 deal. Mostly spot, tough out here. Yes, it is, Anthony. It's very tough. Hey, speaking of which, if you're a Florida guy, and it sounds like you might be, you might want to look into Voyager Nation. That's another company that's on my back burner and always has been. Wonder what happened to Jason, says Life on 18 Wheels. Good question. Good question. He's never put any postings up or anything. Never put any posting where he's at or what he's doing. I'd be curious to find out too. You guys can say whatever you want to. Jason was entertaining to watch. He really was, just because, well, snake oil sales, like what we were just talking about. He would bring people over. He'd have his usual followers that would follow him everywhere. He would get people over for the wrong reasons. I would love to know what happened to him. So, Jonah, if you don't mind telling people, I mean, what kind of money are you seeing a week over at Hirschbach? Good week, bad week kind of thing. Just curious. I know me and you've talked in the past, but you don't want to bring it up. Don't bring it up. It's okay. No Limit says also with Josh, just be mindful that he blocks anyone in his live stream videos who constantly criticize him. If you bring him on your live and he stutters, takes long pauses, then changes the topic. Yeah. Um, I don't, he does that political channel too. And I don't lean that way he does with the political channel. There's not a lot of truckers that lean that way. Not saying that we couldn't work it out, but if we got into politics, it wouldn't be pretty. I can tell you that. Um, I don't know if you guys even know that he has a political channel. I don't even know the name of it, but he needs to go back just doing his trucking channel because he, believe it or not, every one of us have our own little um, way of we do things. Country, for instance, he's got his way of doing his. He does daily videos of him doing his job. Very, very awesome. You know, I started watching him over a year ago and then made contact with him when he was struggling when I was at JB Hunt. Tried to pull him into JB Hunt, and then JB Hunt just went to shit, and it just didn't work out. But that's how me and Country started talking to each other. Me and 18 met each other at Swift. Uh, 18 makes phenomenal videos when he makes them. And I'm not giving you shit, 18. You do need to make more videos. You really honestly do, because you do have a talent with the way you do stuff. Just leave the bullshit talking out when you're in the truck, maintenance garage when they're fixing shit. Take that shit out. Nobody wants to hear that. But other than, your mechanical stuff, when you do your shop changing and, all the things you do, the way you talk, the way you do things, you're talented at what you do and the way you edited stuff. And I told you that many times in the past, and I'm not the only one. Um, Everybody has their way. Josh, this guy Trucks, is comical because you never know what he's going to talk about. He's very, very vocal. He grew that channel to like 15,000 subscribers within a couple of months. And he's very good at what he does. Jason, Truckers Coach, he for some reason he attracts the people too. Some, and granted, some of them are trolls, but the trolls is what brings your channels up too. So Jonas says a bad week is 900, a good week is 1,700. Wow, Jonah, you need to come back to Swift, buddy. You need to come back to Swift. A bad week for me is 1,700 here. But again, I've got my own truck, a little bit different, but still, their truck payments aren't really that high either. You could get into an MRP lease. Well, I don't know if even an MRP lease is really worth it. I don't know which lease you were in before, Jonah, but the most expensive truck payment here is $700. And again, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. You were here for years. But Joni, you can always say that when you were here, you made money for the most part. Hey, Rabbit, I'm actually parked next to an Abilene truck with Swift trailer attached. Yeah, Abilene is owned by Swift. They bought them, God, 3 or 4 years ago. They bought them before I was here the first time. It's been a slow transition. Personally, I think what they're doing, I think they're disbanding that company like they did MS Carriers. They bought MS Carriers years ago, and of course, they bought the properties, the equipment, and everything, and eventually sold all the equipment off. So when I was in Greer 2 weeks ago, they actually had one of those green Abilene Volvos for lease. Actually, that was Memphis. They had one for lease. So I think they're doing away with the Abilene company as a whole, and they're going to make everything Swift. Now, the other companies, U.S. Express, Knight, they'll be their own entity, but for whatever reason, Abilene was swallowed up. I believe. I don't know that for a fact, but that's kind of what I'm seeing. Still got 29 people in here. Shady Sean, I think I can help you out. Figure out where you need to go, whether it's here or Voyager Nation or Landstar, Mercer. I mean, any of those companies. I mean, you gotta figure out, which one would be best for you. See, guys, if I was actually out here to try to pull everybody into Swift, I would be telling everybody to come here. But it's not for everybody. Just like, Landstar's not for everybody. That's Out of all the companies that everybody comments to me about, why don't you go to Landstar? Why don't you go to Landstar? Why don't you go to Landstar? Hey, Landstar's not for me. I don't like how long they take to get hired in. I don't like that they make you get hazmat, even though I'm going to get it on my own. There's just a lot of things that I don't like. A lot of this, I don't like the 65%. There's a lot of things. Thank you, 18. I appreciate it. It says my phone is dying. Yeah, I know of Abilene because of PH. Okay. Honestly, I just want to be with a company that offers drop and hook like Schneider and JB Hunt did. So GA Deshaun, 95% drop and hook here, just to give you a heads up. 95%, and that's really a good number. Everything's drop and hook here. Yeah, I know my phone's dying, 18. I appreciate it. I really don't like sitting in docks, buddy. 100%. I agree 100%. I would rather run my ass off than to sit in a dock, wait to get unloaded. I'm going to charge this phone up, guys. Bear with me a second. So, Jonah, you were with the MRP. Jonah, get you a new truck this time around. Get you a brand new truck. The difference in price really isn't that much different. I think I don't see any problems with freight here anymore. I mean, like I said, I've got 2 loads booked on me that I pulled off the load board today that keep me busy through a holiday weekend. And Joni, you've been here before. You know how it is on the holiday weekend. You might as well just go home. Well, guess what? I've got loads that are going to keep me busy for the holiday weekend. Sorry, Nicole, those comments are going to go away. I don't like it that way. I like the bigger picture, but get you a new truck, Jonah. So G80 Sean says, even if I have a drop and hook trailer, I can always get another trailer with the size of Schneider. Yep. Hey, Swift is bigger than Schneider. I think 17,000 drivers, and they've got like 40,000 trailers and 1,400 owner operators out of that mix. That's what I was told. Did you and 18 break up for good, or is the shit show still a thing on Sundays? Well, we didn't really break up. I just wanted to do my own show, my own way. We just have different ideas. He doesn't want to recruit. I do. It's not that we broke up. I gave the shit show to him. You're going to have to ask him when he's doing the next show. Now, his track record's not good for making videos, so be aware, guys. His track record might not be that good for the shit show either. But I told him I would always come back on the show anytime he wanted me to come on. I just don't want to be on a permanent basis. I wanted to kind of go more of a corporate role, and the name The Shit Show, I think, was going to be a little bit difficult to get big companies in that I was wanting to try to get in. That was my thinking. I could be totally wrong and screwed up about it, but that's what my thinking was. And not only that, I wanted to go to a weekday rather than a weekend. 18, you still on here? You going to have a show this Sunday? Shit show still a go, he says. Hour and 48 minutes, 31 people in here. Comment time, guys. I want to see some comments for some guys that haven't made any comments. 31 people in here, and I got the same 10 people making the comments. Anybody? Newman Attack, are you in here tonight? Make a comment. You're probably listening, driving. So he just got busy last week, that's what he says. Go subscribe to 18's channel, Country's channel, Life with KO, Stephen Love. Give all these guys, get all their channels and like them. They all put out great content. Get my new friend in here, the undercover Mexican, Balderas. Like his channel. He's got a pretty decent channel on here, it looks like. Need to watch his content. JG's got a comment here for D. The couch must have been lonely. Well, I think him and Country are passing Brittany around. They took Brittany to a P. Diddy party. How about that? Boy, there's some shit going on with that P. Diddy crap, ain't there, guys? Man, It's getting kind of dirty and disgusting, some of the shit that I've read. So you want to see my hair. There's my hair. It's all hat hair. I took a shower this morning, but it's hat hair. Nathan says, I'm already 20 years OTR, and the next company will be the last company, period. I'm done bouncing around. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, Nathan. And you know, and I got to tell you, everybody always talks trash about Swift. I did too before I came here and thought it was a joke. Trucker Todd talked me into coming over here. I gave it a shot. Ended up being one of the best things I ever did. I got to tell you guys, there are more guys here with $1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million. You know, there's guys that have been here decades and they've never left, whether they're company owner. I know some owner operators that have paid 4 and 5 trucks off over here. I know there's company drivers that have been here, like I said, 30, 40 years. That's all they know is Swift. They wouldn't know what to do if they went to the load board or another company. So that's got to tell you something. And I know every company has it, but they've got quite a few here, man. Quite a few. Mike Florida, what's this all about, a coach? So there's a guy named Trucker's Coach. He's taken pretty much all of his videos down up until about, well, it was right around Christmas time. They were still putting out content. They were Freight Cat LLC. He changed his name to Freight Cat LLC. He went to Hirschbach, but he had a Trucker's Coach channel for years. I always thought he put out good content when he would have the round table and have a bunch of guys come on. A lot of guys trashed him, gave him shit. I've actually talked to him on the phone a couple of times. He's not a bad guy. He's just, I don't know. He's all about the money, and that's what they're trying to blame me at, is all about the money. Well, they really are trying to make a buck everywhere they go. And it's, unfortunately, that's just the truth. I'm not talking trash about him. That's just the truth. Brandon says, ooh, yeah. So I knew you talking about the undercover Mexican there. Life on 18 wheels, nasty work. The Russians want you to work with them. He's funny. Brandon says, I've been at my company for 20 years this July. Wow, that's a long time, trash man. Everybody's laughing. All right, darling, I don't know why you're texting me, but my phone's on charge. So my wife has corrected me. Mike, Florida, I am sorry about Coach. He was actually asking about the couch. So 18 Wheels, when he does his videos sometime, he's always sitting on a couch. That's what the story is about the couch, if that's what you were asking about. I apologize. I read that wrong. G.A. Sean, Yo Rabbit, 18 got to make a video of his time with MM89 Incorporated. That would be a great video to see, actually. Laughing. 18 puts out good content. He really does. 18's very loyal. He's a very loyal friend of mine, and he's, believe it or not, he still watches Charlie and Jeff every week. And when I call him on Tuesdays, what are you doing? Watching Charlie and Jeff. You know that. I'm always watching. So 18's very loyal to all of his YouTube friends. Always has been. Good guy. Country's a good guy. Me and Country talked earlier. He texted me earlier today, and he said, give me a call when you get a chance. I want to tell you about your video you put out. I'm like, all right, here's another guy that's going to criticize about my video, because that's all I got all day long was criticized. And when he called, he said, F them all, James. F them all. Just keep doing what you're doing. So he actually took my side. I was really surprised. I didn't think it was going to go that way, but he did. J. Deshawn, I still see them from time to time. As a matter of fact, there's one here at a truck stop in Gary. What do you see? The Russians, or you see Charlie and Jeff? Curious. Or the couch? Look back to your comments, and I don't see what you're talking about. Interesting. I don't know what you're talking about, G80, unless you're talking to 18. Oh, MN89 has a new Peterbilt. I got you. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen any other trucks but a Peterbilt at MN89. MN89. That's even hard to say. Mike Florida, will 18 be much friend? Okay. 18's a great friend. I don't know what much friend is or mutual friend. Oh, he got fingered. He said he got fingered. My question: will 18 be my friend? Uh, I guess 18. Will you be Mike Florida's friend? What company are you with, Mike? If you told me, I apologize, but I don't think you did. Are you at Landstar too? All right, guys. 32 people in here still. Criticize, criticize, criticize. And he says, yes, it will be your friend. Sure. So we got Michael Hinton on here. Do you recommend a new truck or used for the lease? With the new trucks, you have to put 2,500 up front. So, Michael, that's not true. You don't have to put 2,500 up front. Feel free to give me a call tomorrow and I'll put you with my recruiter. You do not have to put money up front. And I do recommend a new truck, always a new truck, if it's available. It's always available. Life 113 degrees in Vegas, waiting for a load. You're in Vegas, Jay Sean? That's a long ways away. I always wanted a black friend. Okay? You're a JB Hunt. Yeah, Michael, I don't know where that was going, but Michael, give me a call, man. I'm going to put my number up one more time. I'll be more than happy to help you out, steer you in the right direction with a good recruiter. And I'll answer your questions for you. I'll be driving till about 9 a.m. in the morning if any of you guys want to ring at me. All right, let's go back to the comments. All right, guys, we're almost to the 2-hour mark. Anybody got any comments, or are we're gonna cut her down for the night? Eighteen's laughing. Wants to be your friend. Nah, Life on 18 was in Vegas with M&A. Oh, I got you. Okay. Newman Attack. What did I miss? Everything, Newman. Everything. Been a great live tonight. Been very good. I'm going to have to call you tomorrow. Give you heads up on everything that's went on in the last 2 days. Very funny. I'm working with Cameron. Are you looking to move, Michael? Is that what you're looking to do? Maybe lease a truck? Owner operator? Jay Sean, what made you go with them, 18? Delon Parkin. Gang. Hello, guys. Hello, Delon. You might have to go back and watch the replay, man. There's been a lot of good content tonight. Just bullshit talk. Nothing big. Remember when RST was a thing with Prime Incorporated? Yeah, RST got bought out by BLC, from what I heard. And I think BLC is kind of slowly disappearing too, from all the stuff that I'm hearing. Miss Mother Trucker, I don't know if anybody watches her. I catch videos of her every once in a while. She was with BLC for a while and then left. Michael Hinton, you want my number? I'll put it up again. There's my phone number. Give me a call anytime. Real easy number to memorize. Like I said, I'll be driving till 9 in the morning, but it don't matter. I pretty much answer my phone all the time. If I don't, then I'll call you back. I would imagine tomorrow after 9, I'm going to be real tired, sleepy, driving all night because I'll be driving after midnight tonight. If you want to call tonight, you can call tonight. I'll be driving after midnight. It's up to you. So 18 says, I wanted to try leasing. They seem legit at the time. Delon says, I watch them all the time. I just parked, and for some strange reason, I cannot comment on my phone, only on my laptop. Okay. Jay Sean says, okay. Well, I got to tell you guys, we're at 2 hours, 27 people in here. Very pleased with the live tonight. Replay gang, go back and rewatch. I think, honestly, there was a lot of good stuff. All right, Michael, I'll put my phone number in the chat. That way you'll have it. There you go, Michael. I put it in the chat for you so you can read it that way. G80 Sean, you heard of Roadrunner Freight Terminal to Terminal Drop and Hook? Yeah, you know what? Trucker Todd did that for years. Roadrunner's very particular about who they hire, where they hire from, all kinds of stuff. They do. You have to. I'm trying to remember. I think they were hiring teams for a while, and then they wouldn't hire in Florida. There was a lot of things that they had going on. Not saying they're a bad company by any means. Zalam says, by the way, I'm with Big Orange. So you're with Schneider. Okay. How are you doing over there, Delon? Get a power nap. Well, I'm going to here soon. Newman says, MM89, the Russians. Yep, they're Russians. Big Money Trucker says, I saw you made $50,000 in 2 months at JB Hunt. Why would you leave that when you were doing well? Very simple. They had pay cuts, rate cuts, and they were taking money away from us. And when I say we, when Poppy confronted them about it, they didn't lie about it. Yes, I made a lot of money, but what you got to understand, the counts that I was running, they lost the contract for Toyota, which was a big one. I mean, that was $3,800 that I made just from that one account, basically on a 3-day trip. And the Frito-Lay stuff, they took all that stuff away from us. Anybody that's ran either JB Hunt or Schneider knows that at one time the Frito-Lay stuff was the stuff to get. So with the pay cuts and them admitting to it, I couldn't work for a company that was dishonest like that. So that kind of tells you why. And I don't know if I made 50. If I said I made 50,000 in 2 months, I guess I probably did. Honestly, now that I think about it, that was gross, obviously. I guess it was about 50 because I was rolling in some dough there for a while. Me and Poppy both were, but they took the money away from us. When they take money away from you, you got to get out. It seems like you're more likely to see an SFI truck leased on to JB Hunt. Yep, that's pretty much how JB Hunt does it. I mean, there's some independents that own their own trucks, but very few other companies. Elon says, I'm good over here. This week's settlement was 5,400 take home. That's actually pretty good. If you can get to 5,000, that's about the magic number. I don't think you can do much more than that. I'm not saying you can't do it every single one week, but every single week it's really difficult. No limit. Okay. But that was the reason why we left JB Hunt was that. Anybody else? Comments? By the way, guys, give me a big thumbs up. Give me a like on this video tonight. I usually don't ask for stuff. Right now, the algorithms are really good for my channel. I've gained like 50 subscribers in the last 2 days, whether good or bad. I think people want to watch and see what's going on, either a train wreck or a success wreck. But give my videos a like, give them a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Any ideas on what you guys want to see? I said that earlier. Anybody? Try to bring the best content that I can. Yeah, I saw that too. Nia, whatever, is on a concert tour with Landstar for 4 months. I don't think she's put out a video in about a week, but said she was going to be doing that. Said she wasn't going to be able to put any content out unless you put something up today or the last day or so. I haven't seen anything in a week. I only watch her and follow her just to see how well she does because you know I don't have the body that she has, and I'm not a woman obviously, and that's okay. It's no big deal. But me and her started our YouTube channels about the same time, and she's over 100,000 subscribers, and I get it. I understand. Uh, us dirty truckers want to see that, um, but and I'm at you know barely 1,600 subscribers, so just sex sells, guys. That it always has. And I'm not saying that she's doing anything wrong, but that's just it's her thing. We all have our things of how we make our videos. Newman Attack says 50K for 2 months and 5,800 a week. So that's what you're doing, Newman, at JB Hunt. Good for you. That's you can go into detail about how shitty of a company JB Hunt is. You had issues from the very beginning with insurance and crap. But it's hard to leave when you're making money. All right, anybody that I told to give me a call tomorrow, by all means, please call me. We can talk about Swift. We can talk about Voyager Nation, especially UG80 Sean, No Limit. Any guys that I told to call, by all means, call me. We can have a chat. You're not bound to anything. Newman says, I will shit on JB Hunt and still haul for them. I bet you will. So Country says he went into Popeyes because they don't, I'm sure, suck. You went to get Popeyes. Glad you're still going. Yeah, I'm still going for a little bit. I don't know how much longer. I'm going to go until the comments stop. As long as you guys keep putting comments up, we'll go. I mean, 25 people still in here. I got to tell you, I think we were close to 40 at one time. I don't know the last time that me and D got 40 people, to be honest with you. So I think coming on Thursdays made a big difference. No, Popeyes is awesome. Damn it, they don't suck. Now, I like Popeyes. I just like Bojangles better, but I like Popeyes. Am I the only Schneider guy in here? No. You got G80 Sean is in here. Well, Country's gone from there now. And Newman Attack. You got three of y'all in here from Schneider. I'm sorry, Newman Attack's not at Schneider. He's at JB Hunt. I apologize. G80 Sean is. Schneider trailers will have you doing an entire workout, low gear, high gear. Buddy, you know what? The only time that I like their trailer handles is when you got 45,000 pounds in the box and you got to raise that thing down. When you got that, then those handles are great. Other than that, they're a pain in the ass, and they only work half the time. So with all the companies I've been to, and I forgot about this, but the one thing that I hate about Swift and is their trailers. And I say that, and I don't mean the condition. They actually take really good care of their trailers. I probably will have a blowout on a trailer tonight, but I've never had a blowout on any of their trailers in the whole time that I've been here in the off and on 3 years. But the thing that I hate about their trailers, their handles are on the passenger side. At least the older trailers, the 21 and newer trailers, they're on the driver's side. But on the older trailers, they're on the passenger side. It's a pain in the ass, and it really throws you off when you're so used to getting them on the driver's side. Because as far as I know, I think it's the only company that does that. And I know why they do it. They want you to walk around the whole thing when you're doing inspection stuff. And because we do so many dropping hooks, they want you to check everything out. So let me get up here to DeLon. Yeah, them old trailers will give you a workout. Absolutely. And he's even laughing. Newman says, talk about selling sex. Yeah, Newman, you need to go watch Naya if you want to do some selling sex. If anybody wants to know what the channel is, it's Roadrunner Nia Naya, however you want to say her name. So I found out, and I didn't know this. I watched one of those AI generated videos. Her real name is Shania. That's where Naya comes from. Her real name is Shania, and I didn't know that. What does the white marking mean on the trailer tires? You know, the only thing that I could ever get, that would be a question for country. The only thing that I would ever think that would be is so if you could see while you're driving if the tires are flat or not. Um, Good question. I don't know that answer for sure, but that's what I'm assuming. You know that answer, country? Nathan, I heard Swift has gotten better since the merger. I worked for them years ago, and it was a terrible back then. So things have truly gotten better. I would definitely. You know what, Nathan? I wasn't here for the merger, but everybody that I've talked to said that the whole company has changed. Um, I'm telling you, and I mean this. This is why I'm back for the fourth time. Um, it's the only reason I'm back. I wouldn't have come over here just to recruit. I can tell you that. It really is a decent company. And all the companies I've been to, it's the only company where I really feel like they care about their drivers. As big as a company as they are, I really do think they do care about their drivers. I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but it's true. Uh, it's do you can see if they're turning it, but just a visual for the driver. Had to see black turn in the dark or wet. Okay. Big mother trucker. How's that load board? You know, we were talking about that earlier. 2 weeks ago when I first got here, I even said on the couple of videos the load board's a joke. The last 2 weeks, they populated the load board. I mean, 3 times the amount of loads it was 2 weeks ago. So I think it's getting better, and I think they're trying to go with that. And their goal is by September to put everything on the load board and go to a percentage model. Um, I've got 2 loads right now that I took off the load board with very little deadhead miles. And one of them, believe it or not, is going the one I'm picking up tonight, going from McDonough, Georgia to Lakeland, Florida. And then I got a load out of Florida going up to Indiana, which was really surprising with very little deadhead. But yeah, I think it's going to be okay. That white marking is for when you started driving. It's a visual to make sure the tires are not locked. You know what? That's a good answer. So when it gets cold and you release your air brakes and the brakes lock up, that way you can see if your tires are moving. Oh my God, Rabbit. What are you oh my God about? What did I say? What did I say? Bro, what did I say bad? So you watched her. White marker so the driver can see as it will turn me. Okay. You guys just kind of said the same thing. Huh. I honestly, I never really thought about that. Snyder's the only company that I know that does that. It's not a bad thing. That's actually, it's a cheat code. What I always talk about, guys, is for all you gamers out there, there's always cheat codes. That's to me is a cheat code. You know, every company has their own little, I guess, cheat codes. I like that idea. 30 people in here, guys. 2 hours and 13 minutes. Anybody got any comments? All right, Jay Sean. Not gonna lie, it's easy to spot a Schneider trailer. A few weeks back, I parked at a truck stop, forgot where I parked at. The orange trailer shut. You know, that's one of the smartest things is to have that orange trailer. People can say whatever they want to about Schneider, but that's one good thing about Schneider is you can always find the trailers. Pull in the yard looking for an empty trailer. It's really real easy to find an empty Schneider trailer. You know, you guys have always called me the diva, and I always bitch and complain. But you know, one thing that really bothers me is truck drivers that pull into the fuel island and don't turn their headlights off while they're fueling. I just and you know, for guys that are sleeping when the trucks are parked kind of close by, it. And again, I know you're supposed to pull your curtains and stuff, but me, I'm doing a live video here, and this guy's got his. Not only does he have his headlights on, he's got his bright lights on. I don't even know why you would have your bright lights on, but whatever. One of the other things that bothers me. It's just about trucker courtesy. There is no courtesy anymore with any of the new guys. Very little. All right, guys. I guess we might just call it the night. If nobody has any other comments, post them up. Had a great show tonight. Believe it or not, no trolls came in except one guy, and I don't even think he was a troll. I just didn't want to hear from him. But good show tonight, guys. I appreciate the love. Appreciate y'all following me, liking the show, and making the comments. I'm always up for suggestions. Anybody needs to call me tomorrow, by all means, call me. Speaking of new Volvo just pulled in, bright red. It looks great. Love those new Volvos. D, you can say all you want to how small they are, but they just look so good. Newman says some companies have yellow bands that are mounted to the studs. I've seen those too. All right, guys, great live tonight. I guess we'll cut it here and end it here. Be back next Thursday. If for whatever reason I get my guest and we get our topic of the mental health video or the mental health live that I wanted to do, I'll let you guys know in the comments. But if not, I'll be back on Thursday. I'm going to start making more videos, putting videos out, hopefully at least 2 or 3 a week. That's my goal. I'm not, again, like I said before, guys, I'm not going to, I don't want to share, my money, but I'll tell you guys what I gross each week. I told you what I grossed last week. And again, my gross numbers are going to be completely different from anybody at JB Hunter, Schneider, or, Spot Market, because my expenses are nothing, guys. So me making $3,000 here as a gross is like one of you guys making $5,000 at Schneider or JB Hunter or one of the other places. My expenses are nothing, and I'm still doing pretty decent. But that's it, guys. We'll cut the show here. You guys have a good night. Don't hesitate to call, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Talk to you guys later.